The video's explanations are based on the market capitalization of the coin. To stay up to date on all the latest XRP news and cryptocurrency news in general, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give it a like. Now examine this. Ripple finances the SEC's operations. The amount of $125 million is due in 30 days. According to what we have said before, Ripple has won a major battle with the SEC. A shocking new development is that the court has officially proclaimed XRP to not be a security. The global cryptocurrency sector may breathe a sigh of relief as this verdict finally puts an end to a long-running legal problem. The decision confirms XRP's legitimacy and sets a major precedent for other cryptocurrencies facing similar regulatory hurdles to XRP's. Within 30 days after the court's verdict, Ripple will pay a fine of $125 million. Additionally, the court's ruling dealt with the heavy fines levied by the SEC against Ripple for what the commission claimed was a violation of federal securities laws in relation to the sale of XRP to an institutional investor. Following a significant decrease, the original fine of $2 billion was lowered to $125 million. Stuart Alderode, chief legal officer of Ripple, recently spoke with CNBC and said that the company plans to pay the lower amount within the next 30 days. He expressed happiness with the court's ruling and said it further establishes XRP as a non-security similar to commodities like as gold in his statement. Everyone in the Bitcoin sector agrees that this court victory is a watershed moment. This might lead to clearer regulatory standards for determining if digital assets are securities. There will be more innovation and acceptance because the clarification will likely put to rest some of the industry's long-standing worries. However, the war may not be over just yet. The attorney for XRP, Medellum, was mentioned in a podcast with Scott Melker as indicating that the SEC will definitely appeal the latest verdict. In the event that the SEC secretary decides to appeal, you have the option to submit a counter-appeal. This rebuttal will argue that the judge made a mistake in ruling on the subject of liquidity of transactions and institutional sales in the matter that Ripple was suing the SEC over. Judge Torres made a major ruling on August 8th. The judge rejected the SEC's proposal for a $2 billion penalty, despite the fact that Ripple's institutional sales of XRP starting in 2015 were in violation of securities regulations. Rather, a fine of $125 million will be imposed on Ripple. Keep in mind that the ruling explicitly said that XRP is not a security in and of itself. All things considered, this is a major step forward for the Bitcoin industry. At the same time, Stuart Alderode, chief legal officer of Ripple, just announced that the business will pay a punishment of $125 million over the next 30 days. An interview with CNBC was used to make this announcement. This fine is part of the settlement reached between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in their legal dispute. Furthermore, Alderode made the comment, "I believe the SEC lost on everything important to them," highlighting Ripple's tremendous triumph in the lawsuit. The Ripple legal team, headed by Alderode, has expressed satisfaction with the court's decision, which will have an impact on the company's legal victory. The ruling, in Alderode's view, lends support to the idea that XRP, like gold, is not a security. According to Ripple, the cryptocurrency industry stands to benefit from the implementation of this ruling since it will provide the necessary legal certainty. The failure of the Securities and Exchange Commission's effort to categorize XRP as a security is a relief for Ripple and the industry at large. Considering the fee is due within the next 30 days, Ripple is prepared to focus on expanding its business and move on. Kasia Fraza, creator of Bitcoin, recently speculated that major institutions may soon apply for an XRP exchange-traded fund, given that there are no present legal issues with the validity of XRP. A recent news story published by Coinpedia made this recommendation in response to pending lawsuits. According to Jeremy Hogan, an attorney for the Securities and Exchange, the SEC would likely file an appeal of the court's ruling in the Ripple case. Shortly after the verdict, XRP's price surged by almost 20%. However, it soon faced resistance and retreated to 58 cents, resulting in a market worth below $33 billion. Ripple was ordered by District Court Judge Sarah Net Byrne earlier this week to pay a penalty of $125 million to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The penalty was imposed because Ripple violated securities regulations by selling XRP to institutions. Meanwhile, everyone is curious if this marks the end of Ripple and the SEC's protracted dispute or if more developments are on the way. Market experts have been predicting that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission will probably appeal the ruling again, according to the CNF report. The SEC will file an additional appeal with the court. The likelihood that the SEC will file an appeal has been determined to be 60%, according to his writing. It would appear that nobody is currently paying attention to Judge Torres's unusual opinion. Even if an appeal were to be successful, its effect on the SEC would be diminished compared to what it may have been, because the SEC does not operate like a conventional litigant. I maintain my belief that the likelihood is 60%. To make sure it doesn't break any further rules set by the securities laws, Judge Torres has recently ordered Ripple to do something. OWL, Ripple's on-demand liquidity service that uses XRP to facilitate quick cross-border payments, is also explicitly targeted by this injunction, according to the court. Similar to the July 2023 court session, both the SEC and Ripple claim victory. This time, both sides are saying they won. A triumph for Ripple, business, and legality as a whole. According to Brad Grillenkaus, CEO of Ripple, the CC hurdles that affected the whole XRP ecosystem are now gone. However, the CC spokeswoman countered by saying that the court had recognized Ripple's readiness to test limits which could indicate future violations. But according to CNF, selling XRP to institutions would be unaffected. Does this mean Ripple's fight with the SEC is over? It's debatable. According to crypto legal experts, the agency may yet decide to appeal the verdict. Preston Byrne, a crypto lawyer, admitted on X that he hadn't expected Ripple to win, and that he expects the SEC to file an appeal. Ripple has kept expanding its operations beyond the US even though it has lagged behind. This might help mitigate the regulator's decision to impose additional limits on Ripple's US operations in the event that the firm decides to appeal. The ruling that classifies the secondary market sales of XRP as non-securities is being challenged by the Securities and Exchange Commission, which could change the way cryptocurrency is regulated. In 2023, Judge Elisa Torres issued a partial summary ruling. You should not consider the data shown here to be trading advice. You should not put your money into anything that relies on the data presented here. It is highly recommended that you consult an informed expert and do your own research before making any investing decisions.